friend of mine, a couple friends now over the last couple months, and both of us said, "Man, you need to talk about it." So I recorded a solo podcast that's going to release on Friday about this topic, choosing a mentor. That's what I want to share with you. I'm going to give you a little background. I had people in my life. One of them was Dr. Jim Ditto, very close friend. He spent a lot of time with me growing up, one of my early mentors. And then when I got into my professional life in later years, I had people here and there that I confided in, but I never felt like once I got into my mid 30s that I had this like mentor, someone that I could go to with questions. I didn't necessarily at that point do a lot of reading. And so my goal in 2017, 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, was to find a mentor. And I wrote it down, part of my journal, where I was at that point. I was growing, I was doing things, I was into network marketing. We also had a gym, a fitness facility. And I wrote that I wanted a mentor. And I kind of prayed about it and I sought and I reached out to people. And it really wasn't coming about. And then all of a sudden, one grand day, something showed up on Kelly's Instagram and off on the journey we became. Now, this is what I know. In that period of finding mentors, I was considering two people and I chose one over the other. That changed my life. As I stopped and recounted, and I'll talk about it, my podcast, that has absolutely changed and directed me to be. And this is where I want to share my thought of the day today because it ties into this. We become the person our mentors influence us to be. See, when I made those choices, I was going to model my life after. I ultimately chose John Maxwell as one of my closest mentors. And because of that, his peer group has become some of my greatest friends and best mentors as well. And I look at this as I stop and I think back about the other group that I was looking to join. I'm so grateful and thankful because I would not be the person I am today. I would not have the values. I would not have the relationship with my family that's still growing every day. We're working on it. If it wasn't for the mentor that I chose. Now, nothing against the other person. He's influenced people. But when I stop and look at the values that are near and dear to me, and this is one of the greatest lessons John ever taught me. Be most respected at home. That may be a wake-up call for some of us. Yeah, still. Because when I stop and think about the end of the day, yes, I appreciate you guys listening in, and I want to add value to you. But if the four other individuals in my home don't respect me, then what am I doing? See, we become the person our mentors influence us to be. Stop and look at the mentor and look at their followers and look at, the values they have in life. And maybe that's something you aspire to be, and that's phenomenal. Great. But if you look at it, it's like, well, but it's really hard to put the brakes on a roller coaster that's going down the wrong hill. I'm going to repeat that. It's really hard to put the brakes on a roller coaster going down the wrong hill. We become the person our mentors influence us to be. I hope you got value from today. I'm excited to share the rest of the week, wrap up with the podcast that releases on Friday. Glad you're here. Glad you take time out of your day to get a little bit of inspiration, influence, and education. Till next time, have a good one.